Let vector u equal 2I minus 3j plus k. Find the direction angles for vector u. Looking at vector u a second time, vector u equals 2I minus 3j plus k. We can see that a is equal to positive 2, b is equal to negative 3, and c is equal to positive 1. With our values of a, b, and c, we can now find the magnitude of vector u. We will use the formula that the magnitude of vector u will equal the square root of a squared plus b squared plus c squared. Substituting our values for a, b, and c will give us that the magnitude of vector u will equal the square root of 2 squared plus negative 3 squared plus 1 squared, which gives us the square root of 4 plus 9 plus 1, which gives the square root of 14. So the magnitude of vector u is equal to the square root of 14. Now that we have values for a, b, c, and the magnitude of vector u, we can now find our direction angles alpha, beta, and gamma. We know that cosine of angle alpha is equal to a divided by the square root of a squared plus b squared plus c squared, or in other words, is equal to a divided by the magnitude of u. Making substitutions, we have now that a being 2 divided by the magnitude of vector u being the square root of 14, we now know that the cosine of alpha equals 2 over the square root of 14. Using a scientific calculator and the inverse cosine function, we now know that alpha will equal 57.7 degrees. The cosine of angle beta will equal b divided by the magnitude of vector u. Making those substitutions would give us b being negative 3 and the magnitude of vector u being the square root of 14. We now know that the cosine of angle b, beta, is equal to negative 3 over the square root of 14. And again, using the inverse cosine function of your calculator, this would imply that angle beta is equal to 143.3 degrees. And finally, we have the cosine of angle gamma equaling c divided by the magnitude of vector u, which we know now will equal 1 over the square root of 14. Using a scientific calculator and the inverse cosine function, angle gamma will equal 74.5 degrees. Therefore, our three direction angles are alpha equals 57.7 degrees, beta equals 143.3 degrees, and gamma equals 74.5 degrees.